For us, we are Ukrainians. It's so important to have this freedom that we've been fighting for so many years. I mean, I was born in 1991, so at that time, Ukraine was already independent, and never in my life until the Euromaidan revolution happened and so on, I have thought about how important it is to have this freedom, and how much we should thank all these people who sacrificed their lives for us to have it. And right now, when it's almost like someone wants to take it away from you, I don't know. I think that we will do just literally anything just to get it back, because otherwise, like we don't want to be with Russia. And that would happen also in 2013, 2014. It wasn't that we wanted desperately to be a part of the European Union, right? It's just that we desperately didn't want to be with Russia. Because you can see that they don't care about international laws. They don't care about anything. They just do whatever they want. And we are not barbarians like they are. We are civilized people. We respect laws and we respect other people and so on. So, and we've been a part of USSR. Nothing good ever happened to us while we've been a part of USSR. And the way they try to, I don't know, I feel like they hate us, for something. Because I guess you heard how Putin started to rewrite history of Ukraine, not started, but continued to rewrite it, right? And all the time they say that they were the first one, and we're just like a small country. We don't mean nothing, and we did not exist before Lenin actually created Ukraine, and so we don't have our history, and it's crazy. Why do you hate us? Why do you want to do that?
Tell me about it. Something like that also happens in this side of the world as well. So do you think everything actually changed in 2014, when everyone's realized that, that was the moment that we could resist, we can actually change everything? Do you feel that was like the turning point of modern Ukraine?
I think it was I don't want to say that this revolution was something good, because I don't want to say that, people have died, this is great. No, but it definitely had a lot of great consequences. First of all, yes, that we can do something. And I'm thinking all the time about these people who went to protest, and while they knew that there are snipers that can kill you and so on, but they did that. I'm amazed with that. I can't imagine how brave you should be to do that, just to go there and protect your country for your children. Some of these people even didn't have children. They just did it for someone else. This is crazy. This is amazing that we have people like this. And also, one of the greatest consequences is that we started to support Ukrainian language more. We have the Ukrainian language in here. And before the revolution, I think that more people spoke Russian language than Ukrainian, because Russians did a great propaganda. I tell that all the time on my tours, that, for instance, they issued special newspapers where they wrote something like Ukrainian language is a language of countryside, of stupid people, and Russian language is language of intelligence, and so many other things. They forbid people to use Ukrainian language. They were burning Ukrainian books. They didn't allow people to write Ukrainian books. So they were trying to do everything to destroy our language. So we thought that it's stupid. When I was in school, out of, I don't know how many, 30 people or so, they almost all spoke Russian language. Only 2 people spoke Ukrainian at that time. In Ukrainian school, I was in Ukrainian school, right? So because people thought that it's something stupid, like you have to be cool, you have to use Russian. So, and after that revolution, everything changed. After this war, or during this war, unfortunately, still during, a lot of things changed. A lot of people switched to Ukrainian language because we're like, this is the language of aggressor, first of all. Russian, yes. And second of all, we need to support our language because we are great. We've been told during many years that Russia is great and we're just like a small, useless country. Without Russia, we will die. Ukrainian language is stupid. Our history, it doesn't make any sense and so on. But no, hello, we are great. we are great. I don't want to say that we are the greatest, like Russia likes to say, but we are great, and we should have a chance to live on our own and continue, developing our country and so on. We're supposed to do that.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I can see. Sadly, I think I see some similarities of what your narrative is, in this side of the world as well. But I'm not gonna go into the detail given where I am as well. So what about in terms of the militarily? So I mean, where do you get your news these days? That get the most up to date Ukrainian war news. Is it from the major news, or you guys have some sort of network that you can get all these the latest informations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first of all, these days there is a lot of disinformation, so we are also trying to follow that, and a lot of people post something on their social medias like don't trust this channel, because also, for instance, we knew that I think yesterday or the day before yesterday that Russians are planning to cut the internet or something or whatever, and spread the information that Ukraine surrender.
Right.
Which is I won't believe that still. So, and that's what we saw actually today. They really were trying to spread the news like this. So we follow all the official pages of our institutions. We also follow. There is a page of our main railway station, and they also post all this news. So of course, normal Ukrainians, they post about the war all the time right now, because that's the only one thing that you can think about, right? We also have some channels in Telegram that we use, and these channels are proof that they're official, and you can really rely on them. Also, we have some of the major TV channels that they work together right now. So it's like a program that works 24/7, and you can see it on any main channel in Ukraine. So it also helps, and it actually helps you to feel a little bit better by knowing what is going on, because I understand
Absolutely.
that the worst thing was during the first day of the war, especially, is that you don't know what will happen, so you just try to watch this news, and you try to stick to one good thing that they're telling you, everything will be okay. You just try to to think about it. So it really helps to talk with someone and so on. So we are all the time checking the news. Believe me, I'm in Poland right now, but I'm so worried that I check news all the time, and every time when I see that, we also have notifications that there is a air raid or whatever. So I get this notification from Kiev, from where my family and my friends are, and all the time I'm worried the same, because you never know what will happen, what they will use, like what they did in Kharkiv in the east. So yeah, a lot of channels these days.
Yeah. I will probably ask you to share a few channel or even Instagram. I think Hong Kong people I think a lot of us actually use not Instagram, sorry, Telegram as well.
Yeah,
so
by the way, I'm sorry for interrupting. There is a great Instagram with Ukraine, but I will send it to you anyway, because there are some replicas, but they have translation in English, which is great. So a lot of people can read the information.
I think today we have around 345 people with us now. So if you share with us, we'll make sure that it will be on our Instagram, on our Facebook. Everyone will go to that, will follow that. So we'll get up to date. We will check everything in the heartbeat as well. So yeah. So I think that's just something that I think it's also very close with the mind of Hong Kong people as well. I think I would like to open to the floor a little bit. So if anyone get any questions, for Anna, right? So I think it is a good time to ask. So I think there are a lot of there's a lot of people trying to say something. Some people actually trying to translate what you say, Anna, into Cantonese, into traditional Chinese, so people can, some other people who is not very good in English, they can also read it as well. So yeah,
they asked me to spell the account. Yes, with Ukraine. Thank you. But I'm not sure if it's the right one. So I will rather send, because there can be like some sign in the end or not. I think it's without anything, like just with Ukraine, but I'm not sure, because as I told you, a lot of replicas and they can spread the disinformation.
Right. Yeah. If anyone's have any questions, please feel free to put it on the chat room. Okay. So because I will make sure that Anna
yeah,
well,
I think
okay?
someone was trying to ask about whether yes, no underscore after that with Ukraine's name.
So
I think someone was trying to ask if Russian army is surrendering these days. Yes, we saw something like this. First of all, I don't know if you have seen videos of this poor Russian soldiers. Mostly they are 22, 20 years old, 19 years old. And some of them, they say that they actually had no idea where are they going. So they were just sent to Ukraine. So of course, a lot of these people, they are just afraid. They hear the news that I don't remember, yes, 18 years old as well. I don't remember how many people already have died from the Russian side. I think it's like more than 5,000 of people. So at the beginning, Russia, they were trying to say that they have no losses, like no one died from Russian side. But then, the information is going there. And people are just terrified because they hear how many people are dying in Ukraine. Like, I mean, how many of Russian soldiers are dying, So some of them really try to surrender. And, we treat them like normally, like human beings, like it's supposed to be during the war. Like if you surrender,
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So I have the next question is about Putin mentioned that there's a Azov battalion, right? Occupation is Luhansk and Donetsk as some of the reason as his invasion. So so is this just a fake news that what Putin say? There's all these far-right, nasty, extreme group in the eastern side of Ukraine. That's what Putin has been telling everyone, right? That's fake news, right?
No, like as the reason why they invaded the country?
Yeah, that's the reason.
No, this is so not true. This is stupid, Actually, they were the one who were not doing great with Ukrainians. First of all, I should say that a lot of Ukrainians, when the war there started, in 2014, a lot of Ukrainians were forcibly displaced from that part of the country, and we were trying to take care of them. So, and those were Russians who invaded our country back then, and like no one asked them to do that. And they also did a few fake referendums, like in Crimea. What kind of referendum is that if you have only one question, like, do you want to be with Russia? That's it. The referendum has to have a few questions, right? Do you want to be with Russia? Do you want to be with Ukraine? Do you want to be on your own or something like this, right? And
there's only one question.
Yes.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. And also it all happened when they had military forces there. So what can you choose during that time? They didn't even, ask people literally, because how they have all this elections in Russia, right? People don't really choose. They didn't choose Putin for, I think he is going to be the president until, as it says in their documents, until 2046.
Right.
So what kind of freedom of choice is that? So the same happened in Lugansk. I have in Donetsk as well. I have some friends from there, and they told me that they used to live there, but they escaped to the city when the war started. And they told me that we never wanted Russia to come and save them. Like, no, they didn't want that to happen. They didn't. Yeah, it wasn't like needed at all. No one asked.
It's manipulations. Exactly. So what about Hong Kong? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. yeah, I should say that it was also possible because it was a very long lasting like operation of Russians. For instance, we had genocide, and we had, for instance, the one that we had in 1932, 1933. So during that time, a lot of people in the eastern part of Ukraine, they just died because they didn't have food to eat. And so during that time, we've been a part of Soviet Union. So what Russians did, they displaced people from Russia to eastern part of Ukraine. And during this whole time, these people might be connected to Russia more than to Ukraine, right? Because they had kind of ancestors from Russia and so on. So that's why, you know, a little bit of propaganda and this thing, and probably some people were really convinced that, you know, we don't want to be with Ukraine. We need Russia to come and save us, and we'll be like, we will live the best time of our lives. Although look at how people live in Russia. They don't even care mostly about their own, you know, citizens. So why would they care about you?
About you, right? Yeah. So what about in Hong Kong? Is there anything that, you know, we can help from, you know, this side of the world? I mean, I see there's some donation site, you know, is there anything that's, you know, maybe perhaps we can do from our side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much for asking. Yeah, first of all, we asked to spread the information. And these days we are reposting a lot about that Red Cross has to help us to help these people who are captivated in different cities and they can't get out and they don't have food to eat and so on. So we ask about this, of course. And it's really important to spread the information. Although, you know, a lot of Russians, they, like we were laughing about that, if we can say that we can laugh these days, that a lot of people from Russia, they think that all these news from other countries that they get are fake or what, and the only one true news that they get is from Russia, right? So, but still, we really, it's really nice when people are trying to, you know, spread the how it's actually, what is actually going on and how it's going. And we really appreciate some of the celebrities who posted things like we support Ukraine and videos about what is going on, because that's actually pretty much the only thing that you can do from like the other part of the world, right? And of course, yeah, we asked to support our army. I know that a lot of like Ukrainians as well donated money, and a lot of money were raised, but God knows how many, you know, days we have ahead of us to like of this war. So that would be really great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So do you know any Ukrainian that is currently living in Russia? I mean, do they, you know, how are they being treated right now?
Ukrainian who live in Russia? No, I don't have anyone. But I was in contact with an Italian who has lived in Russia for the past 8 years. So he's in shock. First of all, he's afraid of what will happen, and he's like, how stupid could I be to move to, you know, Moscow? Like, why did I do that? And actually, you know, life is not good there. I mean, you have probably seen what happened with their currency, and it's like, on the other hand, I also feel sorry for some, you know, people in Russia, but that is the only way how we can stop Putin, right? By forcing people probably to go on streets or do something, don't sit, because they couldn't understand that. They told us, like some of the people, that we do not support our government, but if you are silent, it means that you support the government, right? If you're going on protests and so on, it means that yes, we do not support the government, we want to change something. But a lot of them were just silent. So right now, hopefully it will get better. But I know that for them, it's forbidden to use their cards, right? Because of Visa and MasterCard, what they did. And so also, as far as I know, not a lot of goods are exported these days. So, and you know, Russia is not ready to provide enough of, not to provide, I don't know how to say it correctly, to create a lot of food for themselves, right? Because they were like, all they were doing, they were just creating a huge military country, right? So, everything else they were importing from somewhere else. So we'll see what will happen with them. But unfortunately, no, I don't have Ukrainians living there.
Yeah, I think living in Russia now is probably not it's not a good time.
Definitely.
So I think I have seen these questions more than one time now. So people want to know, what you think of your presidents.
Oh my God, I was the one who voted for him. And although a lot of people were laughing at him and they were laughing at people who voted for him. So right now, my wish is that the war will end and he will win this war. And all these bastards, will see that we were right, because he's, I don't know, even people who were against him openly, they say, I'm sorry for my position because he's doing great. He's doing amazing job. So he is a real hero for us. He's in Kiev, fighting for us and trying to do his best. And I think no one knew that we can make it so long fighting against Russia, and that he will do such a great job. And now I know that 91% of people support him. Before, when he was just elected, it was 73% of votes. Yeah, I see someone just wrote that. And then it was maybe 40% or something like this before the war, but now it's 91%. I don't know who other 9 people of the 9% of the population. Like, are you blind or something? But can we do it this way? I'm really ready to share more information, but I need to go on the train, so I can get on the train. I need maybe 10-15 minutes, and then we will continue.